And then like with comparison, like going out through now without college, it's just kind of crazy to see like, yeah, some friends have like great jobs, whatever, they seem way more financially set. I kind of knew it going into like this job that I'm probably not going to be making a lot of money right away.
Yeah.
But I'm all about like delayed gratification. Like I have these really high 5-year, 10-year, 15-year goals that I want to reach, and I wouldn't be able to do that if I just took a normal route of taking a steady salary and playing it safe.
Awesome.
So.
Hi everybody, welcome back to another Workout Wednesday for our month of September. We are here for the second week of our videos. We have our special guest with Jake Fischer out of our Ponte Vedra office. We are very glad to have him on. Jake, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it was awesome to get you to go on. Firstly, I just want to start out with just having you tell a little bit about yourself, how soon you joined the company. I know you're a newer agent, and it's been only like a few months, right?
Correct, that's right.
Yeah,
so basically started like the last week of May, graduated from college early May from Liberty University. Was working on my real estate license for about the past year before then. And then it was moving down to Jacksonville from Virginia. That's where I went to school. And just interviewed a few different brokerages. Found out really like Berkshire Hathaway, connected with the broker here at the time, and went from there. So it's only been like 3 months, I believe.
Awesome. So you were originally from Wisconsin, though, right? Before you went to Liberty University. How's the transition been?
From Wisconsin to Virginia, or all the way around?
Either or.
Okay, yeah. Obviously, Wisconsin's way different from Florida. A lot colder, but I always wanted to live by the ocean. That was like my dream growing up as a kid. I lived on Lake Michigan, near Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So kind of grew up going boating, jet skiing, all that kind of stuff. Wanted to move to the ocean to, I don't know, I love surfing, paddleboarding, all this stuff. So Jacksonville's been a great transition so far.
Have you met our property manager, Shelby Short, yet?
I believe so, but I haven't talked to her in depth.
She's from Wisconsin as well.
That's right. Okay.
I didn't know if you had met her yet. So Shelby, if you're watching this, make sure you get in touch with Jake next time you see him. You have another person from Wisconsin with you.
Shelby, go Packers. Come on.
What drew you to the real estate industry? You said you were working on your real estate license in your final year of college. So what kind of drew you towards going into real estate?
That's a great question. So my major is entrepreneurship. I always wanted to start my own company, start my own business. And real estate was just one avenue where I wanted to pursue. And so I actually started doing it as like kind of like a side gig. If starting my own business didn't work out, I was just do real estate. So that's what I was just kind of getting my license, whatever. The more I took the courses, kind of got involved in what the industry was about, I really enjoyed it. And I was like, man, maybe I can make a career out of this. And that's where I'm at right now.
Have you found anything that you learned from Liberty in the business school or through entrepreneurship that you've been able to apply to real estate?
100%. Yeah, I think being a real estate agent is pretty much starting your own business. Within a sense, like there's no boss or someone to report to. Obviously, I have a broker and I have people around me that can ask questions, which is awesome. But nobody's telling me day to day, hey, do this, do this. So it's been really interesting trying to make my own schedule, get a planner going of just all the little aspects I need to become successful.
I think I'm a little bit like that too. I majored in digital marketing, and then I went and got my master's in business afterwards. And I found that a lot of things are applicable, but I found that especially with working in social media, it was a lot of learning in this past year, because I feel like college and being in the workplace is so much different. You learn things like a lot of theories and things in marketing, but once you actually get out into the workplace and get your hands dirty a little bit, it was a lot different. I like learning things like that more, I've realized. I thought sitting in a classroom was kind of the best way I could learn, and that was all I knew for like 23 years. So it was nothing else, but I've learned so much more, I feel like, in this past year in the workplace, just being able to get a lot more experience and through different situations I've been put in. But
100%, I definitely agree with that. Like, like you said, the theories is all great. Like, I still try to apply some of that. but I wouldn't have learned nearly as much if I just did another year of school as opposed to just getting into it and going right to it.
Mm-hmm. So we're both young men in our 20s. And I think a very important part of your 20s is setting up those habits, because I feel like a lot of the habits we set now are going to carry through the rest of our lives. What habits are you forming now that you believe will help shape you kind of as a person and even as a real estate agent?
Oh my gosh, there's so many different habits I've been trying to, work on right now. One I was kind of talking about earlier is making a planner.
Yeah.
Every day I get in my desk or start work at 8:30, and I literally have a note card and I write out by hand by each hour. Hey, I want to do this hour. I want to do this hour. And that really helps me stay regimented and focused, because if I just had like a list of things that I get done, I would, get a few tasks done and then take a long break and then come back. But this way it's like, okay, on the hour I have to, be here, sending this email, talking to this person, whatever. Yeah. So it's kept me focused so far, and hopefully I can just like keep doing that. Another like super huge, thing I've been working on is I have like a data tracker in Excel.
Yeah.
So what that is I have a certain amount of like cold calls I want to hit, doors knocked, letters written, and a few other entries.
Yeah.
And I try to track each day of how many of each section I actually complete.
Yeah.
And that way I can look back in the weeks and say, hey, this week I was a little off, or this week, I did really well. And so it kind of just keeps me on track that way.
I think do you like looking at data a lot?
I do, yeah. And I love like self-improvement stuff, so I'm always trying to like maximize my time or whatever.
No, I'm the same way. So each month I'll pull all of our social media metrics for the month, and I'll use that data to kind of push and see, maybe I can reuse some piece of content type that was really successful and see if it'll hit again, or maybe the opposite, where if something didn't hit, maybe don't use that content again. So I love looking into the data of a lot of things, so that's nice. But did you use the schedule thing in college, that how you planned out a lot of your day, or was
No, not at all. College is just like, I have these classes, I'll do that. The rest of the time I'll just fill in with whatever. Yeah. So not really, no.
So I feel like too, in college you have so much more time in your hands now.
Oh my gosh.
It was so easy to. I was more of a morning person, so I would wake up and go work out first. But now I have to transition now, where if I want to work out, I have to either wake up even earlier to work out now, because I'm spending the hour and a half to get ready, and then my commute to work, where I didn't have that about a year ago. So
I know.
It's a very big, not like culture shock, but it's a big life adjustment of transitioning from college life to the workplace.
And everybody I've talked to said it takes a few years to get fully used to it.
That's what I'm worried about.
But just like school season has already happened right now. It started a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
I already have friends that are still back in school, and it's like, man, I totally miss that still. So it's a weird transition.
But I never thought that I would miss school. I was always kind of like, man, I'm ready to get out of here. Like my final semester of my master's program, I was like, dude, I am gone. Like the moment I'm walking across that stage, I'm out of Oxford. Yeah. But now I'm seeing all my buddies go to like tailgating at the football games. So I'm like,
exactly.
Oh my God, I would give anything to be back there right now.
100%. I know. Yeah.
So I think another thing that most people experience in their 20s right now is comparison. I have experienced it, even just being removed from a year, looking at your friends that are out of college, and maybe they're in a better spot than you are currently, or they might have landed in a better city than you were. So have you experienced that at all? And if you have, how are you combating that comparison?
First, I kind of deal with comparison issues even in college. Yeah. Sometimes I'm just going on fun trips or adventures just to get a cool shot or a cool video. Especially I did YouTube, Instagram, whatever. Mm-hmm. So actually, my sophomore year of college, I was like, okay, I'm done with this, and I deleted Instagram for the last 2 years of college. Mm-hmm. And at first it sucked. It was so brutal, just not knowing what anybody was doing. But as time went on, I was like, okay, I have to be more intentional about who my friends are, who I want to actually keep in touch with and call and text and whatever. Yeah. And even more so now that I'm out of college. So it's been really awesome just being Instagram free. Now I have a Realtor account, but I try not to use it as much as a personal account. But just kind of being disconnected, but so it limits the scope you have of reach of your acquaintances, but it's really deepened my friendships of my close friends.
That's awesome.
And I felt way more meaningful relationships that way.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Because it's very easy to see what people are posting on Instagram and thinking that that's what their life actually is, where in retrospect it's a single moment of, they're showing the highlights of their lives rather than the entirety of it. So you don't see everything, and that's something that I think a lot of people our age struggle with seeing. So it's very important to find those real connections of friends that you can actually get a little bit deeper with and carry out throughout your life.
And then like with comparison, like going out through now without college, it's just kind of crazy to see like, some friends have like great jobs, whatever, they seem way more financially set. I kind of knew it going into like this job that I'm probably not going to make a lot of money right away.
Yeah.
But I'm all about like delayed gratification. Like I have these really high 5-year, 10-year, 15-year goals that I want to reach, and I wouldn't be able to do that if I just took a normal route of taking a steady salary and playing it safe.
Awesome.
So
you had mentioned utilizing YouTube some. You have a YouTube channel which you've amassed over 1,000 subscribers. I'm not sure over what amount of time, but that's still a pretty impressive feat from growing from zero. Can you tell us kind of how that started out, or what kind of content you post on it, or if you're still planning on using it for your business?
It's a great question, and it kind of just flowed naturally. It was actually during COVID, my senior year of high school. Yeah. And I was so bored. I was like, hey, it's gotta be something I like. And so I just made like fitness, like workout videos on YouTube. Super cringy. Don't go and watch them, please. Don't. I might delete them. Whatever. Maybe I won't. For good memories. But after that, I kind of transitioned to like more vlog style, like take you through the day of a college student at Liberty. And that was kind of my main style of content. It's pretty much, I didn't really plan out my shots or anything. It was just like, usually a shot on my phone or GoPro of just me hanging out with my friends. And I really enjoyed kind of, editing, putting together, really rudimentary editing and stuff. I just literally did it on my phone. It's called an app called InShot.
Oh, yeah.
So nothing crazy, but I really did just for the memories of just like, hey, like I'm gonna be with these people for only 4 years, and then we're all going to different places, and I just want to look back on these. Yeah. And just capture the moment.
That's a really nice way to do it.
So I'm really thankful I did it, and hopefully I can still continue some type of vlog or video going on forward. I've been kind of slacking because I've been working so long, but it's kind of helped me. I've done some real estate videos. Or like shorts, TikTok type things, and the editing's kind of carried through with that as well, so it's been kind of helpful.
So you kind of utilize some of your social media in your real estate marketing. You've been experimenting with a couple of different formats. I've seen like you've done the day in the life, or kind of like a get ready with me style video, and then you've done like a property tour video that I've seen.
Yep.
Do you have any kind of type of planning out that content, or do you kind of just go with the flow as ideas pop in your head?
The day in the life, there's really no plan. I'm just kind of like, okay, tomorrow's going to be probably a fun day, or I'll make it a fun day. I'll be like, hey guys, let's do something fun and do it. But I don't know, like the property tours, sometimes I will plan out shots or think of ideas ahead of time. Usually the best ideas come to me right before I go to bed. I'll be like, just eyes closed, sleeping, and then something will pop in my head. I'm like, okay, I gotta write that down. So I'll get up, get on my phone, and like type in some notes, and then I'll film it, whatever. So I need to get more, back on that track. I haven't done that in a while, but that's kind of how I do it.
It's funny that you mentioned going to sleep and getting your ideas. We've talked about this in our office about when we get our like ideas or when we're working
love that
best.
Question. Yeah, because there's always something different.
Yeah, I think with me, it's in the morning on my commute, which sucks because I can't write anything down and I have to just pray that I remember it. Yeah. Or in the shower. I have had like at least 3 or 4 pieces of our content that I've posted out on our Instagram has come in the shower, and I have to like rush and like type it out on my phone as soon as I'm done.
You gotta capitalize on it. You can't lose it.
I know, like
I'm sure so many times me and you both we have ideas, and that's such a great idea, and then we just completely forget about it.
Yes, absolutely. I've had numerous ideas where I'm like I'll just I'll scribble down something small, but I won't expand upon it, and I'll go back and look at it, and I can't remember the full idea, and I get so disappointed with myself. But that's something I've had to work on. It's been But my notes. If someone looks at probably like the notes of my iPhone, they think I'm like a crazy person because it's just random spits of ideas.
I know. Or sometimes I even just take a video of myself, just like spitting out 2 or 3 minutes of my thoughts. I'm like, remember this, do this shot, do it like this. This is your vision, and try to make it come out somewhat like that. But it never does. So
when you're thinking out videos, do you see it do you kind of see it taking shape in your head? As you're like thinking about the video, like do you think like if you have an idea for something, do you already pre-think of shots in your head that you need to get?
Sometimes yes, sometimes no. The ones with like what I have in my head, I always try to edit it in the way that I have in my head, but it never turns out exactly like that. Yeah. Somebody told me a while ago that your editing skills are always 2 years behind what your thought of editing should be. I think that's a really
great way to look at it,
because
actually.
Obviously I've kind of progressed a little bit in editing as the years gone on. I've been on YouTube for like 3 or 4 years on and off. But I still like picture myself in the videos to have a different editing style that I know how to do right now. Yes. But I think it's something cool to a goal to try to reach in the future. Try to edit how you that makes any sense.
That does make sense to me because I am that way. I'll picture out a video in my head and I kind of have an idea of like, okay, I need to go get like some stock footage of say like one of our bridges, and then I'll get usually it's with graphics when I'm editing in Adobe, and I'm like, oh, I want to make this super sweet graphic that's going to be, it'll flow well and it'll look really cool, and then I get in there and I'm realizing like I have no clue how to do this, and then I try and go and look up a YouTube video of how to do it, and that makes no sense, so I just have to scrap the whole idea, and I get disappointed with myself again. But
hey, it's all about trying forward, and sometimes that happens, at least for me, and then I'll like make something that looks completely different, and I'm like, oh, maybe I actually like this better.
Yeah, that is nice.
So we'll go from there.
So you mentioned that you are in your first year of real estate. How have you been juggling kind of these growing pains of starting out as a realtor with your goals that you have for yourself?
How I've been juggling this? I don't know. It's kind of like I had to just dive fully in this. Yeah. I've never really invested so much time into a single project as real estate. Because like I think the thing that's pushing me the most is real estate is fully commission based. So I'm not making any money. I'm just living off my savings right now. So it's kind of forcing me to do everything in my power to make my first sale and make my second sale and go from there.
Absolutely. And I think this schedule can be very demanding as you're starting out. Like you said, you have your planner that you set out and you need to stay to a T on it in order to build up your clientele and your business. How have you been able to balance your personal interests such as, surfing or anything else that you're interested in with these times that you need to be working on your business?
Oh man. Okay. Side note, I'm a Christian, and all glory to God. I cannot be doing this without Him.
Absolutely.
He saved my life, and because of this, I can go to work and have fun, but also there's a greater purpose, and I'm not just here to work and die.
Very true.
I have life forever. So
very
pretty
true.
Awesome with that. So that just relieves a lot of stress off me, and I can just work hard, but also know that God has a plan for me. And ultimately, it's not my decision where I'm going in the future, it's His. That being said, too, I do like to have like fun things to do throughout the week besides just work because I don't know, I have so much energy, I just want to get it out. So one avenue is surfing. I try to do that 3 or 4 times a week. And then also, I found a really cool beach volleyball group in Jacksonville Beach.
Very nice.
So I play a ton of beach volleyball. I just had a tournament 2 weeks ago by the pier, and that was a blast. So hopefully I can keep those 2 things up.
Awesome. Well, it's a very beautiful way to look out on how your life's going to go. I'm a Christian as well, so that's awesome. Really that's a very great. Awesome way of thinking. It's very, very awesome to hear. As you continue to grow in your real estate career, how are you going to plan on keeping innovating with your business itself, and how are you going to kind of add more value into your relationships?
I think it's definitely going to change over time. Right now, I'm kind of in the season of just trying to get out in front of as many people as I can. I'm trying to think of like door knocking specifically. I'm just trying to get face-to-face contact, trying to like build my base. Once I get the established clientele, I'm sure my plan of keeping business and generating business will look a lot different. It'll probably look like more networking events, getting coffee with people,
yeah,
that kind of thing. And right now I'm just not doing that. I'm just trying to like cold outreach, per se.
Awesome. Final question. Even though you are new, is there any advice that you can give to other new real estate agents, or if you don't have anything for that, how about people in their final year of college?
Okay. I'll do the first one, advice for new real estate agents. One, it's a lot harder than you think. It's a grind, and you got to be prepared to make a lot of sacrifices. But right now, like, since I'm not making money, I'm trying to get a part-time gig with somewhere else just to make some steady income. So that'll be good, but yeah, just you gotta stay regimented. I advise you like to get an accountability partner, someone to do it with you. Unfortunately, I don't have that. So if you're watching this and you're at a similar level as me, feel free to reach out. Let's keep each other motivated, because real estate can be isolating if you don't connect with other agents intentionally.
Absolutely. So. Well, awesome. Before we go, do you want to, how about your social media handles for everybody?
Yeah. Realtor Jake on Instagram, YouTube Realtor Jake as well, and you'll see it up here. No one can make that happen. So
awesome. Well, thank you very much again for coming on. It's an awesome conversation. But,
thanks for having me. This is so official, so absolutely. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, man. Well, that is our Workout Wednesday for the second week of September. Next week, we are going to have yet another special guest. I'm going to keep it secret for now, so you have to tune in again to see who that will be. But until next time, take care.